crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, RoadtoRoota.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga tea, last day for the cleanse. I did okay. I drank a lot of fruit juice, which is not good, but I feel better. I feel a lot better. All right, let's get into it. It is Sunday. You haven't heard much about Evergrande, right? Most people are not thinking about Evergrande today. Unless Evergrande owes you money, then that is your number one concern, and you're pretty much resigned. You'll never see a penny of any of it. If you are an external bondholder, a foreign bondholder, they're done. Write it off. Write it down to zero. They are getting pissed. The Evergrande bondholders are starting to get pissed. And I'm gonna outline like the time frame of what's going on. And the rating agencies are complicit with the cover-up of a totally and complete insolvent Evergrande. Just like the rating agencies screwed up the 2008 housing market, derivative market, rating everything AAA when everybody knew it was a piece of shit. The rating agencies, some of them had to break up because of what they did. So the rating agencies are behind the ball already. The next instance of default without going through the proper procedure, which is declare bankruptcy, if the rating agencies don't declare the entire entity in default, they are liable, in my opinion, just like they were liable in 2008. So here we go. Here is the foreign bondholders. China's Evergrande's international bondholders threaten legal action. This was a couple days ago. Developer allegedly withheld crucial information about its liabilities and failed to engage with offshore creditors, bondholder advisors say. Absolutely. But you forget about what China is. It's a sovereign nation. It's like the United States of America. It's a sovereign nation. We play in the Western legal game of globalization. China has chosen to shut their doors on. They won't say it. They're not going to say it until the idiotic rating agencies actually declare Evergrande in default, and the ramifications of that are incredible. Just like the reasons they didn't declare all the mortgage-backed securities in default, they kept rating them AAA, even though they knew they weren't back in 2008. Here's your time frame. All right. So right now we know here's the bond coupons. We know that they missed the November 6 coupons, which is about $82 million. Not huge, but everything cross defaults if they declare Evergrande in default. So unless they pay that, the whole company's in default, and they called this a selective default. And they have a 30-day window to pay it. And the 30 days came up in the beginning of December. They did not pay. That was the first. So rating agency said, okay, it's just a selective default. These are foreign bonds. Now we move to December 28th. Much bigger problem. $255 million. That's not a small default. They didn't pay that either to the foreign bondholders. And the rating agencies went completely silent. And the reason they think they can go completely silent is that they have 30 days in the contracts. If you want Evergrande to follow the contracts and the legal system of the West, you have to give them that grace period. 30 days is up on Thursday. So they either come up with $255 million, which obviously they can easily do. They are choosing not to. Or they are in a default and their total default comes to $330-something million, $330 million, but it does not end there. Look at the other bonds that are due, the coupon payments that are due. On January 22nd, which is, what is that? Did we already pass it? Yes. Was yesterday, was Saturday. It was not paid, so it's due Monday. It was due Saturday. The next business day is Monday. There are two payments due totaling $117.5 million. They're not going to pay those either. That's the thing. They shouldn't have a 30-day window anymore because they have defaulted on the November payments, and it's all cross-defaulted about over everything in the company. All the guarantee. I've been saying this. I've been screaming this. It's so much bigger than $300 billion. Evergrande has guaranteed, I don't even know how many hundreds of billions of dollars. And they have derivatives in ungodly amounts that don't show up on their debt. And all that's falling apart. So next week's a big week. If Thursday they don't make the payment on the December 28th bonds, that's a huge default on $255 million. There's no way the rating agencies can legally shovel that under the rug. And I think they won't. I don't think they will. Now, will they call them in default, officially, the entire company in default on Friday, the day after the due date, once it's missed? This is not a due date of the coupon. This is the 30-day default extension if they don't pay. It ends on Thursday. So Friday, we wake up in the morning, if the rating agencies were doing their job, they will declare Evergrande in full default. No conditional default, nothing conditional about it. Full default means liquidate everything. And China's not going to let that happen. So what was after this, after we have the China Evergrande international bondholders threaten legal action, I'm scared. I'm Evergrande. I'm real scared of foreign bondholders. I'm owned by the Chinese government, basically, now. After that happens, after they threaten legal action, we have this. China Evergrande's offshore debt assets could be separated in restructuring. So out of China, they're saying, hey, we might just give the foreign assets away. If you're looking at a restructuring, if the bondholders want to talk about bankruptcy, it's not cross-defaulting on anything in China. China's going to take care of China. Now, China would have a hard time, and they don't want to fight the legal battles of confiscation of assets with, if it's off their shores, there's nothing they can do about it. You're talking about buildings in Manhattan that Evergrande owns. And good luck getting a judge to say, no, this is, you can sell it and it's all China's money. But that's kind of where they're going with this. China Evergrande offshore debt assets could be separated in restructuring. I love the could be. It could happen. I'm not so sure it can without the cooperation of Evergrande. It won't be a restructuring, by the way. It'll be liquidation. This is bankruptcy. It's liquidation. All right. Latest on a lot of people saying it's been a year. It's been a year of Biden. And there's some it's a Geneva Convention law that when you take over a country, after 1 year, sorry, I've had this tickle in my throat for a while now. After 1 year, if you have not declared that you are now controlling the country, then it's automatically in default. Hold on 1 second. My alarm just went off. Hopefully no one's breaking in. Paige and Josh are up here and brought us the puppy, so they're probably taking a puppy break. So yeah, after 1 year, this is part of the legal theoreticals. There's so many legal theoreticals. JESRA, NESRA, it's admiralty law. It's all bullshit, by the way. The law only counts in a system that stays together. Our system has fallen apart long ago. But if they're playing the law game, yes. The takeover of the United States happened on January 20th of last year. An illegitimate president was put in office. So a lot of people saying, oh my God, it's been 1 year and they didn't declare that they took over the United States. So that makes them officially, legally defunct. Maybe that's why all this stuff is happening. The change in all the stuff that's going on, the cough. But American mega banks, including Citibank and JP Morgan, order workers back to the office in London and New York, and quickly. I think February 7th. So, hey, get back to work. You got 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, which is interesting. I wonder if the kids in school are they're protesting that they have to go back to school. I would protest if I was a kid and I had to go back to school. Why not? These are the most coddled, emotionally retarded generation we've ever had. Everybody gets a Quidditch trophy. They're not going to survive well in the world that's coming. And if you don't know about the world that's coming, go to the Cliff High interview. RoadtoRoota.com. It's right at the top. This is a Mad Max world we're moving into. Now, we can spin our way out of it with technology, but it's up in the air if we're going to survive. These kids will not survive in either scenario. If you're going to protest doing work, protest go back to school, protest go back to the office, you're not going to survive well in the new world that's coming, because the nanny state is ending. No longer is the country going to feed you and make sure the supply lines are running. Make sure you get food and water. No, it's up to us now. And these kids protesting, or these bankers that will protest going back to the office, it's too dangerous with COVID. Insane. Anyway, we're moving into that. I just wanted to update everybody on silver. There's another big update I have too. But if you go to the United States Mint, their store, and you click on silver coins, there's hardly anything available. Everything's on pre-order, not available, pre-order. You can get a proof set, because there's very little silver in that, for $100, which is a complete ripoff. Not available. Another proof set coming soon, not available. Not available, not available, limited edition. Oops, look at the bottom, sold out. I love this, the Weir Farm. I actually have one of those coins. No, it's not a relation. Anyway, and we know the U.S. Mint is absolutely hoarding Silver Eagles, the new notched Silver Eagles. They're giving some out, but not a lot. And the premiums are like $8, $9, $10 over spot. That's insane. But that's due to demand. The U.S. Mint isn't charging that. I don't know how much the Mint is charging over spot. They shouldn't be charging anything over spot other than the cost. If you read the American Eagle Act, that's all it's cost plus the price of the metal. That should be it for the U.S. Mint. U.S. Mint was never meant to be a money-making operation. But that's where it is. So yes, the U.S. Mint is definitely rationing silver. I want to talk about what I am buying right now. Right now, I have shifted as of last week, especially today, and it is this, Veritaseum. Veritaseum under $100. Yeah, I always wanted to have more Veritaseum. Yes, we all should have bought it when it fell to $2 or whatever it is. Those days are gone. You'll never see that again. But Veritaseum to me is a hedge, is 100% hedge on all the DeFi and cryptocurrencies other than individual blockchains. Anything that is Ethereum based, obviously, if you read Reggie's patent, that is 100% under the IP of Reggie Middleton. And he can choose legally to shut down anything he wants. I suggest to everybody, especially my friends over at Theta Labs, to read the patent, sit down with Reggie, and work something out. Because NFTs, definitely under Reggie's patent. The edge nodes, I don't know. Could be under Reggie's patent. And I would rather our guys at Theta strike a deal early. But hey, everybody's waiting on the first one to do it. And it could be Coinbase, because they definitely infringe on Reggie Middleton's patent. It could be Coinbase and Gemini. Those would be easy to implement type of things, because you're dealing with one entity. With Ethereum, you're dealing with a lot of different entities. And yes, it is not only Ethereum, but all the coins that are, including Veritaseum, that are based on the Ethereum blockchain. So we'll see. And decentralization, yes, Reggie can shut down any crypto. Not main blockchains like Bitcoin, but Bitcoin doesn't infringe on the patent. Lightning Network does. And all he has to do is go to Lightning Labs and say, hey, you're cut off. I'm suing you for infringing on my patent. In Ethereum, just everybody who uses Ethereum bases their crypto on the Ethereum blockchain. Yes, absolutely, you can shut them down, even if they're decentralized, because most of them have a website, for example. That'd be shut down because you cannot. If you're infringing on someone's patent, everybody that you deal with is a target in the non-decentralized world. So if there's a Sushi Swap website, boom, target. Sushi Swap bank account that pays the website, boom, targeted. So, but Reggie wants to work with everybody. I think at some point the SEC is going to release Reggie back his tokens. 98 million of the 200 million Veritaseum tokens that were created were frozen and put on hold by the criminals over at the SEC. We are getting to a point where the old systems break down. The COMEX, obviously, if they ever went to a blockchain, would infringe on Reggie's patent. Silver Eagles. If Silver Eagles were ever put onto a blockchain, which I think that's their plan, they'll go to Reggie. They have to go to Reggie and get permission to use the patent. I would love it. I mean, this is Reggie's patent. It's not Veritaseum the token. But at the same time, these 98 million tokens of Reggie's were frozen for a reason. They weren't burned. They weren't sold off into the market to drive the price down. They're sitting there idle, waiting for something. If you look at Clip High's data, the U.S. government goes to Reggie and says, hey, we got a problem on the COMEX, on our stock exchange, and our bond markets. Everybody's rehypothecating everything, high-frequency trades. We need to implement blockchain technology, peer-to-peer transactions. We'll give you a patent, which they did. They gave him the patent back in December. But what would Reggie's first request be? Give me my tokens back, dude. Dude, give me my tokens back. And then Reggie would have 98 million tokens of Veritaseum, which he could use to implement. He could veritize everything. So yeah, stuff like the Load project completely infringes on Reggie's patent. And it's centralized. That's why I've always said, hey, careful with these centralized crypto dollar, silver dollar, gold, any asset that is transacted from one wallet to the other. It's kind of like a securitization. Sushi Swap, all the DeFi, every single DeFi. You got to think. You got to think hard about where Reggie has the power. Persistence is all about Reggie's patent, by the way, if you're invested in that. I'm not saying this to crash the crypto markets or anything. Like I said, I'm using Veritaseum as a hedge for like the SEC coming down and enforcing Reggie's patent. They can do it with one statement. Why else would they give Reggie the patent? They didn't have to give him the patent. So I think everybody's going to come and work with Reggie, and he deserves it, by the way. FYI, in case you're wondering. He invented all this shit long before Ethereum was around. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, that's why I'm a buyer of Veritaseum, and you can get it at Mercatox. I think it's .io. Mercatox. Fees are off the charts. You can only withdraw 50 Veri at a time. They charge you up. It is hard. And you basically go to Mercatox.io, set up an account, and swap. You could swap Ethereum or Bitcoin for Veritaseum, and then you can withdraw up to 50 Veri tokens at a time. And if you go in there with a decent amount of money, 20, 30 grand, you're going to jack the price up. So I'm trying not to jack the price up, but Veritaseum is, if you're a crypto lover or you're a crypto hater, then you'll love Veritaseum. But again, Reggie's not looking to destroy cryptos. it would do him. I mean, his Veritaseum token is actually on the Ethereum blockchain, but he wants to work with people. So look into it. Great discussion on Reggie Middleton's website. Tone Vase, oh my God, I haven't even thought about Tone in years, but I just go round and round. He's a Bitcoin maximalist. I go back to all these old time people I used to debate and have fights with and hug and make up. Tone was always one I fought with. From meeting him originally at a bar in Acapulco. I'm not a fan. But hey, he's big in the crypto space because he wanted to be big in the crypto space. Bitcoin maximalist. But he gets these attorneys on to talk about the DeFi patents. So check out Reggie Middleton and what he just posted. And it gives you a better idea what Veritaseum is and why so many cryptos are contingent upon and use Reggie's patented intellectual property. I don't know how it's going to turn out. But as a hedge, I'm buying more Veritaseum. There you go. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I think Cliff's data is absolutely right that the U.S. is going to go to Reggie Middleton and say, oh my God, we had all these markets crash. They're all fake. How do we fix it? Peer-to-peer transactions. The same thing Reggie was doing for the Jamaican Stock Exchange and the German Stock Exchange. He's going to do that for the United States of America Stock Exchange. And I do think they will release Reggie his coins, which is great for all the 2 million other Veritaseum tokens, by the way. Then Reggie gets the mass 98% of the value of Veritaseum, and he can use those coins to do what he originally planned before the United States government came down and shut him down. And the world is a better place. And people will work with Reggie, and Reggie's more than willing to work with so many people and so many entities. So Theta Labs, you need to be an upstanding citizen and say, hey, at least talk to Reggie and say, hey, is there anything you think infringes on the patent in Theta or Theta Fuel or T-Drop? And I'll tell you right now, securitizing assets and NFTs is an infringement on Reggie's patent. So work with him. Try to get a good deal. Will it happen? No. Everybody's waiting for that first mover. And it might be Coinbase. Or it might be the SEC saying, hey, this infringes on Reggie's patent just to slam the price of cryptos. So, yes, I think holding Veritaseum is a hedge against the SEC, believe it or not. The people who took Reggie down originally. So that's my take, though. Who knows? I'm never right? Never. All right. Again, go to RoadtoRoota.com. Listen to the Cliff High video, Cliff High on the fate of silver and humanity. Unbelievable discussion with Cliff. And if you're a private road member, we had about 5 or 10 minute discussion afterwards. And it's called The Bad Guy's Next Attack. So this one's petering down. It's been 2 years. It's almost over. So they're going to have to figure out something new. Cliff figured out what it was. So go check that out on the private road. Go to RoadtoRoota.com. Don't forget, we got a road show starting on March 5th. Come hell or high water, we're going to be out there. If they say, oh, no, all the venues are closed to you, Bix Weir, we'll set up. I have solar-powered batteries. We'll set it up outside somewhere. If it's raining, we'll put up a tent. And we'll do it on BLM land if we have to. But these are happening. The cities are Sonoma, Santa Barbara, LA, San Diego, Phoenix, and Albuquerque. Whoever spells Albuquerque correctly gets an old bar trick. Starting March 5th. You can get your tickets down below. We have the sites on some of them. For example, Sonoma, the first one, is going to be held at the Real and Brand. Real and Brand. That's the first show. $25 pre-order, $40 at the door. It's going to be a blast. So go check it out. See if you can make any of the road shows. This is round 1 of the road shows. There's going to be around 2, 3, 4, 5 as freedom spreads. And that's the idea of this event, to spread freedom and to tell the world, hey, these governments, these criminals who have controlled our lives in the nanny state are going away. You better learn to take care of yourself. Be your own sovereign individual. Liberty and justice for all. Amen, baby. This is Bix Weir. I'll talk to you guys later.
with Bitcoin and you know nothing. You make your first wallet and you think you got something. Secure your private keys and you don't. All your coins will be gone. Now you're a coiner and it's time to learn all. For banking tech, social net, cryptos are hard. But you gotta get your feet wet, gotta get your mindset for change. And it's the way of the crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way. The way of the crypto warriors, after all the crazy politics fade away, you got something to say. Live a crypto warrior way. There's Kenny Bowes that kills, show up in your town. The fiat in his pocket, always dressed like a clown. But he pulls out his phone, always pays for what he owes in crypto. Big old John Kim erases all Charlie's doom. Satoshi light is feeling right with John in chat rooms, and he takes care of Litecoin. We know it's the right one for change. It's the way of the crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way. The way of the crypto warriors, after all the crazy politics fade away, you got something to say. Live a crypto warrior way. Well, let me tell you about my friend. His name is Bitcoin Ben, a truck driving man. Everybody loves him, and he's spreading the word. He shares what he heard, secret plan. And there's Snippy by Joe, can't miss the J-Snip show. From Psych Investor, Treasure Chest, he goes on the know. Teaches us tech, cause he's seen a few wrecks, so go slow. It's the way of the crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way. The way of the crypto warriors, after all the crazy politics fade away, you got something to say. Live a crypto warrior way. Everybody wants to be a hero, and everybody has dreams of a better day. But if everybody knew we could change everything that we do, then everybody live a crypto warrior way. And everybody live a crypto warrior way. You can live a crypto warrior way.
Yeah! That was great.